Hi, my name is Barton Bund, and I've been nominated for the Ice Bucket Challenge. I've just given at alsa.org. I wound up deciding to give more than $10. I'm going to give on a monthly basis because it's sort of, you can give in small incremental amounts, and that's what felt best to me. Because ALS is something that's very personal for me. I'll explain that in a moment. But first, I'm going to show you this, and in the time it takes me to fold this into a crane, hopefully I can make clear why I'm not going to dump a bucket of water over my head. It's no knock against anyone who does dump a bucket of water over their head. I know that this has raised a lot of money for the cause. It's a cause I believe in, and if people are having fun with it, that's fantastic. If it's bringing more awareness to it, right on. But after this ice bucket thing has had its moment, I do believe that we all need to continue our commitment to funding research for ALS. Our government needs to be doing more to fund research for ALS, and I have a loved one who was diagnosed with it this year. And when I found out about that, I felt helpless, I think, as one does when confronted with the reality of that. I didn't know what to do. And so I made her 1,000 tiny origami paper cranes. And the legend goes that if you fold 1,000 cranes, you get a wish. And it took me about 3 months. And over the course of that time, I folded 1,000. Some of them were 6 inches in size, and some of them were so tiny you could fit them onto your pinky fingernail. I threw them all into glass jars, and it took about 8 of them. It's a pretty fat wad when you have that many paper cranes. I didn't realize how long it was going to take or how many it was going to be. It's a lot. And by the time you're done, you have 8 or so glass jars, and you give them, and you make your wish. And my wish was that she would have as much comfort and joy with the rest of her life as she possibly could, because I knew that this symbolic act of folding cranes was not going to cure her or do anything for her directly. That what was needed was something that would make her happy, and I believe it did. I believe it did. So what I'm going to encourage people to do, because I think a lot of people are intimidated by the idea of dumping a bucket of water over their head, for charity or not, especially because it seems like you have to tape yourself doing it and share it, and I think a lot of people I know would like to give and would like to be involved, but they'd like to do it in a more personal and more meaningful way, and that's what I've decided to do here. Now, the legend of the 1,000 cranes that I knew was the story of Sadako, who had been diagnosed with a terminal leukemia, I believe, from when the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. She laid in bed, and she gave herself hope, and she created great intentions by folding 1,000 of these little cranes. And she'll tell you that it takes a long, long time, and before she died, she was unable to finish it. But now there is a beautiful memorial monument to Sadako in her hometown, and people come every single day and drop off those cranes. So we have completed that. And every time you make one of these, you can imagine that you are Sadako, and that you are, with your good intentions, you are bringing good vibes into the world. And by the time you collect your 1,000, you can make a wish. But I don't think, by the time you've done that, I don't think you're going to want to make a wish for yourself. Every time I made one of these, I had my aunt's good health in my mind. I had that intention. So as I folded each and every one, I thought of her. And I'm on my next 1,000. I have a jar here. I have another collection that I'm adding to. And by the time I'm finished with that one, I'm going to be able to pass those good vibes on to someone else. So I'm going to encourage all of you to dump a bucket of ice over your head, or do something that's meaningful to you. And by all means, give to alsa.org. But if you want to give in a quieter way, or maybe a somewhat more meaningful or more individual way, or more personal way, whatever it is, I encourage you to do so, because we all have to give. And at one point or another, you are going to be nominated for this challenge, and you're going to be faced with that decision. And when I thought about what I wanted to do, I made my decision. And this next 1,000, I hope, makes a difference in someone's life. Thank you.